Alright, stop taking a minute, mate. Come on, let's go. Put your back into it, Nige.
Wow, these are great.
They are, mate. When I do my training, I'm all about making things harder for myself. Like, ain't no joke to me. Like, I ain't all fun and games. You can't give in. You can't just wave your white flag. You can't just quit. And that's all the attitude has come from my dad. 39, quick.
Fit in my ass.
Pretty gruesome steps. Tony's going to be up there timing him.
V for victory, Winston Churchill.
He's got his previous times as well. So quite leg heavy, quite lung heavy, but wait and see how Conor gets on. I'm sure he's going to dominate like he does with every workout.
Live for this shit. A demon time. I love sparring, I love training. So when you love what you do, it's just easier. Favourite bit about camp, pushing your body to the limits. Breaking records, breaking PBs, the nitty gritty, getting up how hard it is. I just love all that. Chasing them 1%. We done talking now, so I can actually work out. So I can get that 1%.
Conor Benn as an athlete is a supreme athlete, but as a person, he's just honestly save that one.
What was that? What shit was he talking? What was he saying?
It was actually going to be really nice.
Oh, was it? Oh, carry on then. Go on then.
So as an athlete, he always gives
Superior
110%, and I genuinely mean that. He's a pleasure to work with. As a person, he's a top guy. We get on well. We know when to push. We know when to pull. We know when to have a laugh. My banter's better than his, but
I'll give you that. You've been quite quick-witted.
We always get the work in.
I give it. Do you know what? I do give you that. His sense of humour's really come through over the past few years.
I've been working on it.
Man, that was really good to see you. Very good. What's up, Holly?
Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. Yeah, sure, yeah, just, Ruddle is a big fight too. Back in San Diego, Ryan Garcia's media workout, joined by the one and only Ryan Garcia, Beth the Duran, Sergio Mora, and Gabe Rosado with you right now. So Ryan just showed up. He's into a media workout, but first stopping by with us. How you been, man?
Been good. You know, training camp well, so excited to be here. Excited to show what how we work today.
First time, so Ryan's gonna go work out with the members of the media here in San Diego. We'll take a quick break from San Diego.
Yeah, another big fight, another mega event. That's what I like to do, so you know, I don't shy away from anybody. Willing to.
Conor Benn are laser focused and ready to go for their major WBC welterweight title showdown on September 12. Garcia plans to deliver a dominant performance that reinforces his superstar status. Confident that his superior timing, quickness, and ring generalship will neutralize Benn, he expects to land his lethal signature left hook to seal a classic knockout, leaving no doubt that he has returned to the peak of the division.
One of those things where it's like butter. I cut him off and boom. You're gonna see, like, it's gonna be one of those performances that people will be like, all right, Ryan's here. He's here to stay, and he definitely made it clear that he's not somebody to play with.
Like a master
Especially
class.
as a world champion. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those vintage knockouts. You know, remember I said my last fight it's gonna be a you know, RG classic. This is gonna be a throwback RG where he gets knocked out cold.
Meanwhile, Conor Benn acknowledges that cutting down to 147 pounds is a tough grind, regardless of how seamless it looks from the outside. Driven by strict discipline, he emphasizes that the hard work behind the scenes is far more intense than fans see. With likely just 2 fights remaining at welterweight, Benn's main focus is capturing a world title before moving up in weight.
I've been walking around at 170, 175 to 180 pounds for the past 3 years. I had 6 weeks to make 149, 150. I done it. And do you know why I done it? Because I'm disciplined. That's why I done it. And this is why I'll continue to prove why I'm in this position. You know, because I'm disciplined, because I can do it. You know, so for me getting down to 147, is it going to be grueling? Is it going to be tough? Is it going to be hard? Of course it is, but I live for that. You know, I ain't no softie over here. You know, I work hard. I train hard. That's why I could have 2 years out the ring and jump straight in with Eubank at 160 in the stadium. That's why I could come back and dominate him again in the second fight, because of the discipline. And that's where I'm at now. And discipline will continue to prevail. And that's why I will make 147. And that's why we'll take that belt home.
Garcia believes his hand speed will be the ultimate difference maker against Benn. Viewing his explosiveness as one of the sport's most lethal assets, Ryan feels few fighters can keep up with him when he's focused. While he stops short of calling himself the fastest of all time, he is confident his speed will create major problems for Benn from the opening bell.
Throw from anywhere.
Some could argue I'm one of the fastest in history. Like if you look at just hand speed.
Sure, I agree.
But a lot of people try to say,
Pacquiao's up
does
there.
that mean you're better than them? No, dummy, I'm saying that my hand speed is faster than them. People just be making shit up, bro.
Ryan Garcia is hard at work in the gym, fully focused on his upcoming clash with Conor Benn. Speaking on Stephen A. Smith's show, Garcia emphasized that winning a world title was merely step one. Rather than just collecting belts, his sights are set on leading the next generation and establishing himself as the face of boxing. Knowing respect must be earned, Garcia views this fight as the ideal platform to demonstrate he belongs at the pinnacle of the sport.
Well, you know, as I'm a world champion now, and now that I feel like I have the belt, and, you know, I've always had the following, I've always had, you know, all the opportunities you can have as a superstar. You know, now that I have this piece that I kind of was missing, of course I would love to keep fighting and kind of carry boxing. I actually lead this generation of young fighters of popularity and now of being a world champion. So I have all the opportunities to become the face of boxing, but now I just have to prove it with my dedication and all my fights that are going to be lined up. I have to do it now.
Conor Benn's team remains unimpressed by the hype, insisting Ryan Garcia's fame and confidence won't save him once the fight starts. While respecting Garcia's speed and power, Benn's camp is confident that relentless pressure and grit will drown the superstar. With both fighters aiming for a statement victory, Benn's corner feels fully prepared for anything Garcia throws their way.
We'll see what's there. Whatever fight the public want, they can get. I'm here because I want to make the biggest fights possible. I want to make the most memorable nights in boxing. You know, the ones where people go, God, what a fight, what a night. Something to remember, history made, legacy made. That's why I'm here. So whoever wants it can get it.
That's who you are. I have no doubt about it.
Conor Benn refuses to let anyone diminish his title shot, insisting this WBC opportunity stems from his ring resume rather than hype or his opponent's fame, pointing to high-profile victories over Chris Eubank Jr. and Regis Prograis as proof he earned his mandatory spot. Benn feels the sanctioning body simply validated what he always believed. Whoever held the title was bound to face him eventually.
The WBC World title, you know, they ordered it, made me mandatory. Coming off the 2 great Eubank wins, beating Regis convincingly, it was on the cards, and he was the person with the belt. Whether it was him or anybody else, the fight was going to get made for the WBC World title.
Roy Jones Jr. favors Ryan Garcia in the upcoming clash, citing his superior speed, timing, and skill, while Jones respects Conor Benn's toughness in stepping up to the challenge. He believes Garcia's explosive offense will cause immediate trouble and eventually lead to a stoppage victory as he takes control.
Great fighter, he got great eyesight, he has great reaction time, he's gonna be a great fighter. He just gotta figure out how to use them feet a little different.
Is he the best defensive fighter out of all 4 of them?
Right now, defensive, yes, because his defense is with his feet. That's what people don't understand. Defense isn't with your hands, it's with your feet. And he has the best foot defense of the game. So if he uses it for defense, when it's strictly defense, yes. But when you want to make it offensive, you can't do the same. You got to cut it in half. And that's the only thing he had a problem with. Once he learns that, or figures that out, he gonna be a killer.
Chris Mannix sees a viable path to victory for Conor Benn, noting that the explosive form Benn showed against Chris Eubank Jr. could give Ryan Garcia serious trouble. Still, Mannix was thoroughly impressed by Garcia's performance against Mario Barrios, pointing to his speed, lethal left hook, and upgraded right hand as major threats Benn must navigate.
I think Conor Benn can win this fight. There's certainly a path to victory. No, I think there's a path to victory. I think if Conor can find that explosiveness that we saw against Chris Eubank Jr., like Ryan has been touched. Ryan has been knocked down. Ryan has been knocked out. Like, he's not infallible. So I think Conor Benn can win this fight. But if we're just looking at recent history here, the fight against Barrios was probably the best I've ever seen Ryan Garcia. Not just because that left hook and that speed was still there, the right hand. We haven't seen the right hand from Ryan Garcia, and we saw Mario Barrios in the first round look like he didn't prepare 1 minute for that right hand. Didn't look like he was ready for it at all. If that right hand is the same kind of explosive weapon that the left hook is, Ryan's got a lot of tools in the box.
Robert Garcia believes capturing the WBC title brought Ryan Garcia a new level of maturity and purpose. He notes that becoming champion gave Ryan deep pride alongside a heightened sense of responsibility toward his family and team an added layer of motivation that could drive another elite performance against Benn.
Now as a champion, champions right away get a different mentality.
True.
Ryan,
that was only 2 fights ago for Ryan. That's the crazy part.
Everywhere Ryan goes, he's got his WBC belt. He's proud, and that makes him commit to defending his title and doing it for his people. The WBC, he talks really well about Suleiman and WBC, so he's gonna defend it. He's gonna, his family, his dad, picking him up when he won the title. That's the best feeling ever, man. I did that with my dad, and it's the best feeling ever. So I think he knows that he's got to go out there and perform, and when he does, I think he'll put up he'll do a great job.
Frank Smith views Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn as a win for boxing, no matter the outcome. He considers it an ideal transatlantic clash that pits two of the sport's biggest stars from the US and UK against each other. With its blend of star power, high stakes, and intense rivalry, Smith believes the fight has all the makings of a massive global spectacle.
Conor Benn into a fight with Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, I said it publicly before. It was a huge fight. I said the build-up for it will be massive. It's two big characters in Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. From the UK, US coming together. I guess they do it in the US, in Vegas probably. So yeah, of course, if we were still promoting Conor Benn, of course that would be a fight that we would target. And wish them both all the best in it.
Paulie Malignaggi strongly favors Ryan Garcia to defeat Conor Benn, pointing to a major gap in top-level experience and proven skill, while Malignaggi sees the bout as a clever promotional match and respects Benn's grit and fan base. He expects Garcia's higher level track record to shine through on fight night.
Fight makes sense from that perspective. I think you not make it, but as far as the kind of fight it's going to be a disappointment as a fight. I think it's a one-sided fight. I don't think Conor Benn is on that level. Call Ryan a YouTuber, call Ryan a streamer, call Ryan what you want. But when Ryan shows up focused, Ryan is still a world-class fighter, and that's for that reason he owns a world championship. For me, Conor Benn is a guy who's placed there out of popularity.
Mike Tyson is another boxing legend leaning toward Conor Benn in this highly anticipated showdown. Tyson sees all the ingredients for an explosive fight between two dangerous young stars and expects plenty of action from both sides. While he considers the matchup competitive, Tyson gives Benn a slight advantage and wants to see whether Conor can turn his confidence into a victory when the bell rings.
What about Ryan Garcia fighting another young son from a legend, Conor Benn?
That's going to be so fun.
Who do you like, Mike?
I like Conor Benn talks a lot of crap. I like him too, but I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Buddy McGirt is siding with Conor Benn, believing his toughness, mentality, and boxing pedigree could give him the edge over Ryan Garcia. McGirt respects Ryan's speed and power, but feels Benn has a more versatile offensive arsenal, especially his ability to hurt opponents with either hand. In a fight he expects to be dangerous and closely contested, McGirt believes those weapons could ultimately make the difference.
I think that Conor right now wins. I think Conor beats Garcia right now.
What gives you that thought?
Ben is Conor's a dog, man. You know what I mean? You know what to expect when he gets in that ring. You know what I mean? And I just think that he has good pedigree, you know, with his dad and himself, and you know, he has that fighter's mentality.
When I look at both fighters, I see power and speed being factors and top parts of both of the game. Do you have one that you side with more as having more powerful or faster hands between the two of them?
Ben has power in both hands.
Okay.
He's got two guns. You know, Ryan, he's got the left hook. Right hand is okay, but he's got that left hook. Conor Benn's got two guns.
Sergio Mora sees Ryan Garcia's physical gifts as the deciding factor against Conor Benn. Citing Garcia's blend of size, speed, and power, Mora highlights Benn's past difficulties with naturally larger opponents. Additionally, Mora points to Garcia's growth in maturity and discipline as key traits, making him a far more complete and dangerous fighter.
I like Ryan Garcia. I just think Conor Benn is not big enough for 147. He wasn't even big enough for the catch weights. He wasn't knocking out people anymore. We've seen how he reacts with speed and power and length against Eubank Jr. He was able to do great, but ultimately he was at the end of the punches against an older fighter in Eubank. He's going to be dealing with a younger, faster, stronger champion now in Ryan Garcia. I think a more motivated, more mature, responsible fighter in Ryan Garcia. And regardless of the fact, I can hate on this fight. A lot of critics are going to hate on this fight because of the fact that they got to this stage, the fact that they got rewarded.
Eddie Hearn is leaning toward Ryan Garcia, citing the physical matchup at 147 pounds as the deciding factor. While Hearn recognizes the massive appeal of the fight, especially for UK fans, he believes Garcia's size, speed, and overall physical attributes will prove too troublesome for Conor Benn, making Ryan the clear favorite at welterweight.
You know, in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. You know, I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America, Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK. So, yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, you know, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan Garcia at 147.
Henry Garcia, Ryan's trainer and father, completely dismisses Conor Benn's chances, claiming Benn has plenty of talk and heart, but lacks the real bite needed at this level. He criticizes Benn for wasting energy on silly distractions like Ryan speaking Spanish instead of focusing on his own weight cut and game plan. Henry calls those misplaced priorities foolish, warning that relying on hype over actual skill will get Benn exposed real fast inside the ring.
Well, that guy is, he's got some bark in him, you know, but that's not going to cut it. You know, he's got to have a strong bite, and we don't think he has, you know, so he's all bark, you know, and that's what he's got. He's got bark and heart. So if he's concerned about language, that's where his first mistake is. That's why he's going to lose. He's more concerned about Ryan's Spanish than his boxing skills. Like Ryan says, he's a dumbass. You know, that's Ryan's words, okay? And that's one of the reasons why we're like, dude, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, you're more worried about, you know, the Mexican language? I mean, come on, bro. That's so stupid. You know, worry about what you're going to be, you know, if you're going to be prepared, if you're going to make weight, if you're going to, you know, have the skills. I think he should gear more towards that because he's going to need it.
Henry Garcia continues to double down on his doubts about Conor Benn, insisting that passion and a famous last name aren't enough at the elite level, while he respects that Benn picked up the gloves at 17 to follow in his father's footsteps. Henry maintains that heritage can't replace high-level boxing skills. He points out that elite craftspeople like Devin Haney and Luke Campbell couldn't solve Ryan Garcia when he was locked in, claiming it would literally take an army to stop Ryan shine at his peak. Ultimately, Henry sees nothing special in Benn's toolkit and scoffs at the idea that brute strength alone will be enough to score an upset.
I told you earlier, he's all bark, man. You know, he's gonna spark. He's gonna do whatever. He's gonna try to convince us that he's got it. Bro, he started when he was 17 years old. Okay, he did it because of his dad. You know, more power to his dad. I like that. But you gotta have more than that, bro. You gotta have some special skills. And then when Ryan, despite how many years you've been in boxing, when Ryan is 100%, you fucking need an army to beat him. And I'm serious, bro. I've seen this too many times. You're gonna have to have like something very special. And if Devin Haney was a way better boxer than Conor Benn, and Luke Campbell, who's a way better boxer than Conor Benn, bro, you gotta be crazy if you think you're gonna just overpower Ryan and beat him. I don't see it. I don't see anything special.
Mike Coppinger believes Conor Benn is a far better fighter than his performance against Regis Prograis made him look. He feels Prograis' awkward style and the circumstances surrounding that fight prevented Benn from showing his true ability. While Coppinger still sees Garcia as the favorite, he believes Benn is being underestimated and could make this matchup much more competitive than many expect.
Once, maybe twice a year, so there's not a big sample size, and you're really jumping on what you saw recently. I think Conor Benn is a lot better than what he showed against Regis Prograis. I agree with Timmy on the the style of Regis and how tricky he is, and I think this is a much closer fight than the odds makers say.
Now, all the predictions, warnings, and trash talk must be settled inside the ring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more boxing news and updates.